A beautiful morning to you out there. This is Housing Development. You go to source for trending housing information. While decent housing is important to every individual and nation, housing crisis remains one of the global problems and a grave and rising challenge facing both urban and rural residents, particularly in most developing countries. In spite of a number of political, social and religious initiatives taken in the past in some of these developing countries, a great proportion of their population still live in substandard and poor houses and in deplorable, unsanitary residential environment. Today on the program, we shall be engaging some housing commissioners to tell us the steps taken by their state governments in providing houses for their people. But first, let's see the trending news from our news desk. I am Flora Arnie, your housing diva.
Rio has launched a new market transformation project in Nigeria to help low-income earners have access to a safe and secured home. Rio, which is an investor and innovator in affordable housing in Africa and Asia, has reiterated that part of its mission is to provide affordable housing for people in urban Africa and Asia. The company disclosed the project in a statement obtained by the Africa Housing News. According to the statement, the affordable housing project will be funded by the Department for International Development. The company also added that they develop, refine and share innovative housing models that unlock the political will, capital investment and end-user finance needed to create the conditions for families to secure their own home. The executive director of Brains and Hammers, Ifeoma Okoye, has stressed the need for collaboration between the government and private sector in addressing the affordable housing issues in the country. Okoye made this remark at the just concluded virtual Abuja International Housing Show. She noted the numerous challenges faced in the sector while calling on the government to synergize with the private sector to ensure affordable housing for all. She also harped on the need to properly identify the target audience for the houses being built. According to her, the most important constraints to inadequate housing is lack of access to titled lands and sustainable long-term housing finance, adding that the removal of both barriers would be an effective strategy to reducing poverty and achieving sustainable development. Chairman Board of Trustees Real Estate Developers Association of Nigeria (HDAN), Prince Oluseyi Lufadeju, has called on the government to provide an enabling environment for affordable housing to thrive in the nation. He disclosed this at the just concluded virtual Abuja International Housing Show. Lufadeju stated that for affordable housing to thrive, government is expected to play its role in providing an enabling environment which cuts across provision of land, formulation of policy, import duty waivers on building materials, provision of infrastructure, ensuring an effective mortgage system, tax relief, encouraging eco-friendly designs and renewable energy like solar and facilitating partnerships. He explained that the idea of an enabling approach is the best way of supplying housing for all.
I am Dr. Sam Ogun, Senate Committee Chairman on Housing. Keep watching Housing Development Program.
Welcome back. For more housing news stories, visit www.africanhousingnews.com. Nigeria faces a tremendous shortfall in housing provision, especially in urban areas. During the just concluded Abuja International Housing Show, some state housing commissioners highlighted the steps taken by their various state government in providing affordable housing for their people. Now let's begin with the Honorable Commissioner for Housing, Lagos State. Take a listen.
In Lagos, since the inception of this administration, we have put a lot of effort in making sure that we continue to bring in more people into the housing ladder. As we speak, we have various programs. We have the rent-to-home policy. We have the mortgage system that like a normal one, and we also have ensuring that we have outright sales for our housing scheme. What we are trying to do here in Lagos is to make sure that you don't have to have all the money in place before you get your housing unit. That's why I said bringing in more people into the housing ladder. Our rent-to-home policy is a situation where you are expected to put in 5% of the cost of the house. That is, and we now do the calculation of that 3.3% of your salary, and you are expected to pay over the next 10 years. The reason why we brought up this program is because we discovered that the mortgage system that is still in place, the normal one, you have to bring in 30%. And we discovered that people are not, they cannot really come up with this amount. Even at the rate of 5% of the cost of the buildings, we still discover that people are still having difficulties. If you are a civil servant, it will take a level 14, civil servant. It will take him to, like, we are talking of a one-bedroom flat of 6 million. That is for a level 14 officer. And that's the reason why we are also looking into it again to extend the years to 15 years. Now, what we are also planning to do is that we want to have a Lagos housing policy, which we are already working on with the ministry, our counterpart in the Ministry of Economic Planning. The idea is to have a housing fund that will include the public as well as the private, private fund, bringing them together. Because as we speak, the cost of fund is above 10%. Our intention is to bring it back to under 10%.
The latest couple in town.
Good day, sir.
How are you? Oh, sit down.
Thank you, sir.
Drinks?
No, we'll find some.
How was the moon experience?
It was quite an experience.
How about house?
We are renting at the moment, but we intend to save enough to own our own house, right?
Why not avoid all those Shylock landlords and own a house upfront? With the average income and cost of building houses today in Nigeria, mortgage is the best option. No sweat. I tell you what, that was how I got my first house, and I've never regretted it.
To make good homes, and by implication, a good society, an individual is expected to have an abode from which to take off and return at the end of each day. At the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, everyone deserves a home. Come join us at FMBN and let's shelter Nigeria together.
My name is Dorothy Baziwe, and I encourage you all to keep on watching the Housing Development Program. Thank you.
Well, you've heard it all from the Commission of Housing, Lagos State. Now let's bring on board the Kaduna State Commissioner for Housing. Take a look.
You know, we have this deficit and we are trying to put all these things in place, but how affordable is even the lowest that we're able to do? Our own approach for this, in fact, that's why we came in directly for the construction of social housing. But we are also aware of the fact that because we cannot do it alone, we don't want to a situation where private developers or would-be investors would feel that we're competing with them. So we are trying to maintain a balance in such a way that our houses are not too cheap, even though they have to be cheaper. You know, so that's why we are not doing direct labor. Instead, we're trying to fully subsidize the infrastructure, the secondary infrastructure within the estates. But beyond that, the affordability issue is the problem here, and government cannot go it alone. We have tried on our part in Kaduna to even come in and have this agreement, have this tripartite agreement with the FHA and the NMRC, but we are we're just barely hanging onto single digit. Because for me, if you ask me, single digit should be far less than 9.5. You have 9.5, you're saying it's single digit. So what can we do? The government has little, very little to contribute in this regard, no matter how hard or how much you want to do. So it's the institutions now who really have this pool of funds. How can they really help us? How can they come on board now to help us and see that we have robust mortgage plan in place for all sectors, for all various strata of our society, particularly the real underprivileged ones, where we have the bulk of the problems here. So we need to, our talk should really focus on this thing. We are expecting the developers that we're partnering with, all the ones we have JVA and all that with, to, in as much as they provide low-income houses, we are relying more on them for the middle and the higher income ones, because those ones can, they can get their offtake and ability to offtake much easier than when you're dealing with the low income. So I think we should really focus on this issue of affordability and mortgage, a very reasonable mortgage plan that can truly be accessible to all strata of our society.
Now selling 2 and 3 bedroom detached bungalow at Becky Estate 2 at affordable rates. Buy one and pay just 50% for the next one. Becky Estate 2 is located in a serene environment with 24 hours water supply, dedicated transformer, 24-hour security services, and lots more. Find your dream home at Becky Estate 2. Move into your own house and become your own landlord. Take advantage of our promo and save big. For more enquiries, call 0909 426 0857.
The creation of an enabling environment is key for the provision of affordable housing. How has Niger State government created this enabling environment for the delivery of affordable housing? The Commissioner for Housing, Niger State, will give us more details.
In Niger State, we have a very wide land mass. So what we do to encourage the delivery of housing is to, first of all, give a kind of liberal environment for our private investors by providing them with land to come and develop. And in some circumstances, we also go ahead to provide the certificate of occupancy of such land to the developers, the private sector, just to give them, to serve as an encouragement for them to come and participate in the housing delivery. At the moment, we have signed an agreement with the Family Homes Fund Limited for delivery of 1,220 housing units in Niger State. And in that arrangement, we provided the land for that project, which is located along Kaduna Abuja Expressway. We equally provided the infrastructure in that housing estate that we're about to commence. We have also decided to provide security for the entire project. And the project is for the construction of 2 and 3 bedroom bungalow for the citizens of Niger State. We have introduced a new pilot scheme, which we name Starter Home Park. This scheme is meant for the new entrant into the civil service. If you are engaged as a fresh graduate into the civil service, that provision for the Starter Park is meant for such category of civil servant. So it is a 1-bedroom terrace, which you are going to multiply in the whole 25 local government of Niger State. In each of the local government will have 10 each. In fact, that project is ongoing at the moment. And the first phase of it has reached about 80% completion.
name's Robert Hornsby with American Home Builders of West Africa. Keep watching Housing Development Program.
Welcome back. The Commissioner for Ogun State is next as he harps on the steps taken by the government of the state in creating an enabling environment for the housing sector.
We started with a phase for our social housing models in Abuja. And to the glory of God, we delivered the first set, 130 units, to mark our 1 year in office on May 29. These units were made up of 2-bedroom expandable units and 3 bedrooms. To the glory of for 130 units developed, we have sufficient for over 700. And this creates a gap and to show that, yes, the people of Ogun State actually are in support of our programs and they're happy with what we're doing. So for that reason, we are expanding to 7 different locations of Ogun State now as I speak. Clearing has actually commenced in these 7 locations. I have another scheme in Abuja. The first one, the Peace Court Estate of the 130. I'm doing another 150 units for this phase 2. I have another 300 units in Abuja. I have in Shagamu. I have in Ijebu-Ode. I have in Nota. And I have in Ifo. This and I have in Ekperu. So altogether, 7 sites, different locations, social housing schemes are coming up. While also not forgetting the fact that we need to take care of the middle class and the high income. So another mega development is coming up, to the glory of God, around Chagami Tachen. We call it the Flaggate scheme, where we have the mix of high middle income and high-end developments. In delivering these smart cities, we realize that we need to provide employment opportunities for our people. And on record, for the first phase of 130 developed units, we engage a total of 947 artisans through direct labor method. The state government decided not to go through the rigors of giving out contracts to political jobbers and so on. So we decided to have it developed on social housing and by employing direct labor. Having them around and having them to work in shifts in the morning, in the afternoon, in the night. So during that period, we're busy working on sites, though having the relevant COVID restrictions of not more than, say, 20 in one location and things like that. And to the glory of God, that's what we have today. So, like I said, we are moving to another 7 different locations to do a minimum of, say, 2,500 units of social housing scheme within the next 1.5 years.
Did you miss the AIHS live stream conference presentation of guest speakers? Or do you wish to listen to a particular speaker's presentation again? Then log on to www.ispo.net/AIHS2020 and stream real time. Click on Auditorium. Select which conference video you wish to watch from Day 1 presentations to Day 4. Watch video presentation topics such as housing as catalyst for economic development, enabling environment for housing delivery to housing market development, and federal government 300,000 housing units target. Watch all the AIHS VIP guest speakers presentations on www.ispo.net/AIHS2020.
You're watching Housing Development. Now, how much can you pay if provided with a 1-bedroom apartment by the government? Please, Anya, we're standing by to let us know the opinions of some Nigerians on this. Stay tuned.
Many low-income earners are not able to afford a decent house of their own, as it seems many structures built are not within the financial capacity of the average Nigerian. Today on Voices on the Streets, We hear Nigerians' views on how much they can afford if provided with a one-bedroom apartment by the government. Please come with us.
On my evolution, it depends on the location. I have to know the location. One, where is the location? If you have somewhere like Warimpa Extension, and maybe probably it's not less than 12 million, it's okay. It's okay, it's very okay. Because by the time you're able to pay 30% down the payment, you can afford, you can access the mortgage, and the mortgage will offset it for you.
So one-bedroom apartment should not be more than 1.5 million.
1.5 million?
Yeah, I can afford to pay 5 million naira for a one-bedroom mortgage. In some outskirts, you can get, even for a rentage, you get 300, 400,000 naira. So paying 5 million naira for they don't flat as in like a mortgage or something, it's okay, it's cool by me.
One bedroom, 5 million. 5 million. Just one bedroom.
I can afford 2.5. Yes, I can afford 2.5 million.
Okay, maybe like 2.5 million naira. I can afford that one. Yes.
Have you paid 150?
1 million naira if it is government. The house in Maraba is different from the one in Central Business District or Wuse to Ometama or Soccer. So it depends on the location and the amount varies.
I can pay, I think, 500,000.
Indeed, a lot needs to be done to improve the housing situations of the low-income Nigerians who constitute a vast majority of the population, as everyone deserves a decent home at relatively affordable rates. My name is Peace Anyanwu Okedengbe. Let's take you back to the studio.
Many thanks, Peace. The Abuja International Housing Show Exhibitors platform is still open for all to visit. Log in through the link displayed on your TV screen. Interact with real estate companies and also mortgage banks. There are several of them on the platform. You get a 10% discount on any house you buy through the platform. Now watch this.
Are you looking for the perfect opportunity to conveniently explore a variety of available houses, mortgage options, housing schemes, and a host of others who are more than ready to provide you with all essentials in the home buying process? Look no further, as the virtual Abuja International Housing Show Exhibitors platform is still open to all. Connect with credible estate developers with genuine housing projects. Meet mortgage banks for your mortgage needs, home interior companies, amongst others. The platform lasts till July 2021. Visit www.espo.net/AIHS 2020. Register and log in for easy access. Don't miss out on this great opportunity.
Welcome back. Urban Shelter Limited is up next.
What we decided to do internally is to create some sort of rent-to-own. What we do is we provide you with a 5-year payment plan. The development itself takes about 18 months. So it allows you to move 18 months after your initial deposit, which gives you the flexibility to get into your house right at the edge of that 18 months when the development is completed. It gives you about 3.5 years to pay the balance gradually to the end of it. If you opt to finance the balance, so be it. If not, like I said, we are flexible to give you that 5-year payment plan, and that really had helped a lot. It is not enough. Don't get me wrong. There are a lot that needs to be done, but like I say, as we go slowly, I think we'll get to the solution. A step forward is always better than than sitting around and waiting for a miraculous solution to happen. One good thing about Urban Shelter is that we have a good land bank. So really that allows us and gives us the flexibility to respond to some of those things as we go. Currently right now, the Brick City project, we have delivered over 1,300 homes that are currently occupied, and we're moving to the phase 3 of it. The cost started about, initially when we started the project a few years back, started about 7.5 million. I think as of right now, with the loss of inflation and so on, and the depreciation of an era, I think we're talking about 9.5 million. A lot of people would say, is that affordable? But like I said, coming from where we are, being able to provide that kind of solution, I thought it's a step forward towards the right direction.
You're watching Housing Development. That is it on today's episode of the program. If you missed any part, you can catch up on our YouTube channel, Housing TV Africa. And please click on the subscribe button. Also, do connect with us on Facebook via Housing Development Program and on Twitter via Housing Program. Like and interact on our posts. Join the conversation. Remember to visit the Abuja International Housing Show Exhibitors platform for all your housing needs. I'll be back here same time, same station next week. Do have a great day ahead and do stay safe. I remain Flora Ani, your housing diva.